talking about how racism can survive in 2019. And honestly, racism was designed with you in mind, meaning um, everybody plays a part. And it's really a system set up with us against them type system. Us against them ties into, boil it down to the simplest form, color. After color, then comes status, class, or whatever you want to call it. Finances, who's at the top. But at the core of it, it's about color. And color means a lot, especially to white people. Why? And I don't mean just any white person. I mean particularly white people. And there's a whole system designed with how black transmuted into white, if you want to call it that way. If you want to talk about skin colors and tones. Where they break it down when it comes to, let's say, melanin, it is a problem because with that comes a lot. And we all see there are differences in people. There are differences in what we call quote unquote race. So this is basically a topic of race to consciousness through a philosophical perspective. And I love to deep dive on things like this, and I may go on, and I don't know how long this video is going to take, but when it comes down to topics like this, I can just talk forever, but I won't. However, there are issues that are never being confronted, and you can't tackle racism without tearing down every other system. It's impossible. You can't possibly think there is racism and it's not in economic and schools and religion, especially religion, because that's how they told their story. The dominance of white over black. The last will be, no, let's say, the first will be last. White people was first. I'll be damned if we ain't last. And the last shall be first. And you see the switch. So, when you have a book that tells you things and you can't see it, and here you think the last shall be first and the first should be last, and that can mean anything, they're not talking about anything. Because this book, especially the King James Version, the KJV, let me pull it out, which is really not the full version, the real, what we want to get down to, the nitty gritty, because there is a 1611 edition, which this is not, but it goes so deep into why even now you have black people saying, I don't want that other Bible. Don't give me that other Bible. I want the King James Version. They have no idea what they're talking about. All they do is repeat. But, and I say they, meaning Christians in particular. So, they don't know what they're repeating and why they're repeating it. Somebody had to have said it in order for it to have some kind of relevance to it. And, of course, the people who adore it the most because they understand what it means and what it's all about. it's a shame that we can't tackle topics like this in 2019 without there being some kind of backlash. And when you speak about race and you get into religion, those two R's are the most controversial topics that you can come across. Then they'll bring in politics, which came later because man came first. And when you saw the difference in their skin, and you saw the difference in the attitudes and the actions and the everything, that's when it becomes a problem, because now you feel that there's some kind of dominance. So why, if it's not that deep, where's the superiority? Who even said a such thing as superiority? That was never discussed. That was never brought up, especially by black people at all. This is a topic and this is a discussion that needs to be tackled. If it's not tackled, things will continue to get worse, because there is, again, no reason after man graced this earth and the transmutation started to happen. However long people, man, and of different kinds has been on this earth, there's no way we are still having trouble when it comes down to the color of someone's skin to define superiority or dominance in a people. This is not going to go away. It will never go away. There will never be a all, everything. We all just need it will never be. Simply because there's too much goddamn hate in the world. Too much jealousy, wrath. They tell you that in the book. They tell you that in the book. Envy, jealousy, wrath, greed, all the stuff, all this crazy stuff. Who comes up with the devil? They didn't even have a devil. There's nobody back in ancient times, and I say ancient, I'm not talking old days, as in Europeans when they came about. No, I'm speaking about when there was just black or people of color and the transmutation started to happen, and before it completely changed to white, and then another mutation happened to where it completely blotted out the percentage that would make a person African descent, and another mutation happened to change the whole biological system, the dynamics of what makes man. However, even if your blood is thinned out to the point where it no longer shows any African descent, the prototype is still the physical body. So, to get rid of black completely, nobody would exist. So there should not be a topic or a discussion still about racism in 2019. That's just plain ignorance. And it's not ignorance on people of color part, simply because this is a problem that is faced towards them. Even in the Bible it says, it came upon a people that were one. They were unified people. They didn't know anything about these type of struggles. This person not liking that person, or whatever the case may be, and probably was over rivalry or siblings or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that's not what the case was. So until we can tackle these topics with an open mind, these problems will always be.